Welcome back to the Resistance Revolutionary Party. I'm your host, Gregory Duncan. This next video is entitled Mentally Ill or Just Evil. Using Donald Trump as an example, is he mentally ill or just evil? Mental illness has a wide range of conditions that affect mood, thinking, and behavior, such as anxiety disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, autism, bipolar disorder, clinical depression, dementia, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, schizophrenia, etc. Evil, profoundly immoral or wicked. In a general sense, evil is defined as the opposite or absence of good. It can be an extremely broad concept, although in everyday usage it is often more narrowly used to talk about profound wickedness and what is against the common good. In politics and religion, for example, one side will accuse the other side as evil, but will proclaim themselves as good. There are countries that see the United States of America as good, while others see it as evil. Are the viewpoints of who or what is good or evil subjective, and can they be defined objectively? Since very few individuals or groups will claim the mantle of evil and reject their speech, thinking, or behavior as evil, then it is clear that most people understand the differences between good and evil and will choose, as I said, to reject their speech, thinking, behavior as evil. Though it is usually impossible to get everyone to agree on a particular subject, defining who or what is good or evil may be difficult, but not impossible. We've already defined evil. Now, what is the definition of good? Good, that which is morally right. Simple. Here are examples of good and evil. Example of an action such as killing. Is taking a life an act of good or evil, right or wrong, or does it depend? It can be subjective, but let's try to look at it objectively. How do you define the following two actions, be they good or evil? When a person consciously or subconsciously takes action by risking their own life to protect or save another, is that an act of good or evil? When someone consciously chooses to do harm to another based on their own selfishness, hate, greed, jealousy, envy, insecurities, etc., is that an act of good or evil? I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the subject because the answer to how you define that action will define who you are as a person, good or evil. Now let's get back to Trump. Is he and those who support him or align to his way of thinking mentally ill or just evil? Because Trump and his enablers and supporters claim they speak the truth and their actions are righteous. Let's examine that. As I've pointed out in my previous videos, Trump, his enablers, and supporters claim that the 2020 presidential election was rigged and then stolen. Making unfounded accusations and repeating them over and over again with manufactured evidence that can't even be held up in a court of law with right-wing Republican conservative judges, and making those allegations before the election was even held, then stating the election is only legitimate if Donald Trump wins, shows proof of where their lies, manipulation, and deceptive tactics are coming from, which is a source of evil that is on a conscious level. And it also shows they are fully aware that they're spreading lies. Because when the facts, the truth, evidence, and reality all align but is ignored, their actions speak louder than their words. However, if one is sincere that their belief is true, but simply ignorant to the facts, once the evidence is presented and it shows a contradiction of one's belief, but there's a continued spreading of false information, it is no longer an ignorant belief or an opinion, but an out and out, knowingly blatant lie. You can have your own opinions, but you can't have your own facts. Only someone evil will believe you can. And for those who think Trump and his supporters still believe the lies they spread about the 2020 presidential election, more than 2 years later are legitimate after the election, understand this: that's one way they win the argument, as well as delegitimizing a legal election that they lost. Is it easier for you to believe they believe their lie, or is it just too hard for you to accept that they're lying to you when they say they believe the election was stolen? Clearly, this information that I have presented to you should show that Trump and his enablers and supporters have no moral conscience, no ethical standards, and no sense of decency or shame, and neither does evil. Thank you once again for watching and listening, and I hope to see you in my next video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Till we see you again, have a good day.